Hey, average girl. I will fight, fight the. I will fight thee. What for fighting about why I'm venting? Good. You're gonna die. Oh, I'm so upset. Fight them. Well, you know how I am about animals and the well-being of animals, right? I mean, I'm a big animal person. You all. Hey, MT. Hey, H7. So, yesterday at work, this person surrendered two rabbits. And you know what? When they surrender rabbits, that makes me angry anyway, because unless they have a really good reason for doing it, I'm just thinking, you impulse bought an animal, now you don't want to take care of it, you know? And in this case, I feel like that's what happened. And not only did they not want to take care of it, they didn't take care of it. Kind of like with Jax, that other rabbit that I brought home who had bot flies and, they just, and he was in a tiny cage and they brought him in. They wanted to trade him for another animal, um, not just surrender him. They wanted a different animal, and you've already proven you can't take care of this one. He's doing so much better now that he's being taken care of. Well, now I've brought another rabbit home, you guys. And I swear, the minute, like, I should have been up front when they did drop him off because I would have told them we can't take him. I mean, I probably would have taken him anyway because I wouldn't have wanted him left in their care. But the store can't sell him. The store can't rehome him. He is so sick. He is so sick. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Let me get him. Right now, he's in this tiny little cage, but right now, that's all he needs because he doesn't have the energy to move around very much. He's eating, which is great. I gave him hay, I gave him a buttload of pellets because he needs to be fattened up. This bunny, you guys, is emaciated. He is skin and bones, and I'm surprised that he's alive. Let me get him. He is skin and bones. You see right here? That's his spine sticking up. He is skin and bones, you guys. This bunny, I'm trying to get comfortable. This bunny should probably weigh about 4 pounds at least, 4 or 5 pounds. I weighed him yesterday. And the scale even wavered between 1.9 and 2. He is so skinny, so skinny. And I'm just like, why did you even think that you could surrender him? I mean, there's no way you could miss that there's something wrong with him. And as a responsible bunny owner, instead of surrendering him, you should have taken him to the vet. You know, if you're feeding him and he's this skinny, he's sick. And if he hasn't been eating, like, I'm hoping out of the two possibilities that he hasn't been eating enough. I'm hoping that I'm giving him extra pellets. Normally, you're only supposed to give a quarter of a cup of pellets a day. and the rest hay and then veggies and stuff. I'm giving him extra pellets because they're fattening and I want to fatten him up. He is eating a little bit, yes. When they brought him in with nothing. He was in his this tiny little kennel with a cardboard bottom, no water, no hay, no pellets, nothing, no toys, absolutely nothing. Hi, honey. I got a couple of bowls. I put some pellets in there. I gave him some hay. I gave him some water, and he was immediately eating and immediately drinking water. He is so sweet. Um, it just breaks my heart when I picked him up and I could feel every bone in his body. Like I could feel his whole skeletal structure, you guys. It's bad. Um, so I'm surprised he's still alive, to be honest with you. Um, but I'm hoping that it's not an underlying condition where he's eating but not gaining weight. Hi, Bella. You're checking out the bunny? Um, because in that case, there's not going to be a lot we can do for him. I'm hoping that he just wasn't getting enough food and that I can fatten him up. I'm hoping that's what the case is, but I'm also surprised that his system hasn't shut down then. Because usually, if they are not eating, all it takes is 12 to 24 hours for their digestive systems to shut down. He is lethargic, so he doesn't have a lot of energy. Yeah, he's a little bit skittish, but I don't think he has the energy to respond. He's so light, you guys. He has no body weight. Hey, David. And it just makes me so upset that people like this is why I am so adamant that if you are going to get an animal, don't walk into a pet store and go, "Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I want it," and impulse buy. Because if you don't know the ins and outs of taking care of that animal and their basic needs, you shouldn't be getting it. It's good to see you too, H7. Flemish Giants are awesome. They can get like 22 pounds. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, malnutrition would be they're eating but not enough, so their system is still getting something. But if they were flat out starving him with no food at all, then the system would shut down faster because it's a shock. Um, but yeah, this little guy, like he weighs nothing. And I went up to the cashier because she's fairly new. She has only worked there a few months. But I walked up to the front because we've had rabbits surrendered before that were ill as soon as we got them, and we couldn't sell them until they were healthy. So then at that point, then it's on the store, it's on corporate to pay to take care of them, to get meds from the vet and take care of them before we could sell them. And that's not fair to corporate because they didn't even buy the bunny. This is not their bunny. They didn't ask for this bunny, and now they have to pay to take care of it. We're not an animal shelter. Um, so there were other bunnies that were sick, and this guy was like, um, his girlfriend, I guess, who was breeding, was wanting to breed the rabbits, and then they broke up, and she left him with all the rabbits. So he was surrendering rabbits to us, a few at a time. And there were a couple that were sick, and we were not, it took a long time to get them better. So when he started bringing more in, we were literally looking them over. And since I know so much about rabbits, the manager would always get me and have me look them over, look at their eyes, look at their nose, look at their feet, look at their private area, make sure and check their weight, make sure everything looks healthy before we accepted them. because that's not fair to corporate to have to pay to take care of somebody else's mistake, to take care of somebody else's neglect. So I went up to the front and I told her next time somebody brings, and I tried to be nice about it because she didn't know. I didn't want to sound like a snob. I didn't want to sound all, so I was like, the next time somebody comes in, I just need you to come and get me, or one of the, or whatever other kennel tech is on duty to look the animal over, because they're not always healthy when they're brought in. And then the store has to pay to take care of them. So I said, I could have told you right off the bat that this animal is sick and we wouldn't be able to take it. She was like, okay. But yeah, I was like, this is his spine right here. And it is just protruding like crazy. His fluff hides a lot of that. If he didn't have all this fluff, he would look like a skeleton. So sweet. But yeah, it breaks my heart that too many people will just say, "Oh, it's cute and fluffy, let's get it." And then have no idea how to take care of it. And no idea that it needs, like, a rabbit needs hay 24/7. It's not an option. It is a necessity. Pellets are optional. I don't feed my other rabbits pellets. They get hay, they get veggies. That's the main staple of their diet. And of course, water. Um, he doesn't have a name, so I need to name him. I was thinking about calling him Sylvester. But yeah, he doesn't have a name. I am going to have to scrounge up some money to be able to take him in and see if they can tell me, if it's a illness or if it was just neglect. Um, it's really hard right now because my husband and I were both off of work, not making any money because of COVID. We were both sick, so no money was coming in. And then we had some fraud activity on our account where hundreds of dollars were taken out of our account. So, and we're still disputing it to get the money back. Um, so we really don't have a lot of money right now. So it's going to be hard to get him in for any testing. Um, I'm gonna see about, like, I'm hoping I can start donating plasma again because that will be helpful, especially because I've had COVID now. They do pay out more. Um, that'll be the only way that I'd be able to take him in for testing. I really want, and I know, like, some people would say, well, if you couldn't take him to the vet right now, why did you bring him home? The alternative was, one, well, I couldn't even leave him with the owner in the first place because I didn't know about his condition until after the owner left. But the other option would have been to leave him at work in a kennel in our isolation room, still not getting that care. Yes, I did. I came down sick November 22nd, got tested on the 24th and it came back positive. I felt terrible. I am negative now, and for the most part I am over it. I am still dealing with shortness of breath, um, and a bit of a cough. But yeah, and then my husband had it as well, so we were both not working for at least a couple weeks. Um, yeah. But yeah, the alternative to not taking him home and not being able to take him to the vet right away is that he would have been at work, not even getting any love and still not getting to the vet right away. So at least here, even though he can't get to the vet right away, um, he's being loved. Name him Mike. Yeah, MT's family got it too, COVID. Yep. How are you guys feeling? Are you feeling better? He has hay, but I'm giving him extra pellets. Like I said, usually a healthy dose of pellets would be like a quarter of a cup a day. I'm just filling his bowl. I'm like, have at it, boy. Eat your pellets. Get some fat on you. But yeah, he's so sweet. He is so like he seriously weighs nothing. He weighs nothing. So same pretty much the breathing issue. If I walk around a lot, um I get out of breath super easy. When I'm at work, um I took one of the bigger puppies out of the petter from a customer, picked her up, brought her to the back, put her in her kennel, shut the door, and then I was out of breath because she was a German Shepherd puppy, so she was a little bigger, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Hey, Sunny Stormy. So I was just talking about, venting about, people who get animals and don't take care of them. This little guy was surrendered yesterday at work and he is emaciated. He is skin and bones. So I took him home because we couldn't sell him. We couldn't put him out on the floor to have someone adopt him. We always we do sell them. We don't just give them away. And some people are like, you didn't even pay for that animal. Why are you selling it? Why don't you? Well, because we take care of them until they sell. And in a lot of cases, if they come to us sick, we're giving that the vet comes in and prescribes medications. Why shouldn't we make anything off of them to recoup the money we put into them? And we never charge the same amount of money we do for the rabbits that come from corporate. We never charge that amount because the rabbits we don't know their history. They're older. Um, but the money, it's really not to make money, it's to recoup the money we put into them while we have them. Um, but this guy, he's so skinny. Like, he is probably about close to Jack's size. I haven't weighed Jack and I should, but he is at least 2 pounds underweight. And for a rabbit, that's a lot of weight. He is just like, he's balancing on my hand. Like, he's light as a feather. Hi, okay, okay. But yeah, it makes me really sad that people will think, oh, that animal is really cute, let's buy it, and then have no idea how to take care of it. And then half the time they end up in an animal shelter or they bring them back to work. Like Jax was one that they bought and 8 months later brought him back. And he wasn't even healthy. And in this case, we've got another one that was purchased and they're they're not taken care of properly. And that just it breaks my heart that I've noticed even with hamsters or um all of those little small animals, nobody knows how to really take care of them because I'll say just I don't know if you know this, but just so you're aware, this is what they need. And then a light bulb goes on in their heads and they're like, I didn't know that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is why you do research first. Like, yes, I have a lot of animals and some of them I impulse bought, but I impulse bought them knowing already how to take care of them. I didn't go into it blind. I already knew how to take care of them because I had researched it because they were animals that I did want at some point, and a good deal came up and I impulse bought them, but I already knew how to take care of them. Exactly. Hi, living your best life. Exactly. And it just breaks my heart when I see animals brought back in and they're not taken care of. Like unless this guy is sick, there is no reason that he should be this skinny. No reason at all. And I'm really hoping it's kind of I don't know. I want it to be a neglect issue at this point just so that he can bounce back, that I could give him enough food that he'll bounce back. But in another aspect, I don't want it to be neglect because I don't want to imagine that they were this cruel to him to let him get this skinny. But if it's an illness, we're probably going to lose him. So, and then I wonder, is it going to be more humane for me to take him to the vet and have him put down? You know, it's it's hard. I want a dog, but not until I'm home to care for. Yes, yes, because dogs should not just be kenneled all the time or put outside all the time. They need the time and attention and the training. And that's another thing too, is people will bring back they'll bring dogs to the shelter because, oh well, I've got to train it. It's peeing in the house or pooping in the house and I don't want to put the time in to train it to not do this, so I'm just going to give it up. Or it's getting elderly and now it's got additional issues. Well, you shouldn't have got that cute little puppy that's going to grow up and get older and have needs that you need to provide it. Oh, they're doing the zoomies. I love zoomies. But yeah, and this little guy right now is in a tiny cage because he doesn't have the energy to have the zoomies. Like, look at him right now. Poor sweet little guy. So it just breaks my heart that people do, they get them as they don't get them as living creatures. They get them as novelties, and the novelty wears off. And these are little lives that rely on us to take care of them. And it breaks my heart that people don't do it. Hey, Kathleen. So I'm really hoping that we can get this little guy to bounce back. I'm really hoping that I can fatten him up and get him healthy. My husband goes, so what are you going to do with him if you can get him healthy? What are you going to do with him? And I'm like, well, rehome, but I really want to keep him, but we can't. But yeah, it breaks my heart. And a lot of the time when it comes to hamsters or guinea pigs or anything like that, if it's a cheaper animal, people are viewing them as throwaway pets. I don't have to give it a nice big cage. It's a small animal. It can live in something this big. And if it dies, it dies, whatever. And it shouldn't be that way. They are living creatures and they deserve to live a happy life just like you do. He, I think at this point he's cuddling because he doesn't have the energy to not cuddle, which is very sad. So, yeah, he's super soft. I He's got longer hair around his head. I think he's part lion head, and lion heads are more expensive bunnies. He seems to be part lion head, like a mix, because my other rabbits don't have long hair like this around their faces. Like, see if I could show you. Like this here is longer, and then around in here he's got a little bit of a mane. My other rabbits don't have hair like that. Oh my God, I have to send you a DM. I just gotta. Oh no. Yes, let me know. But yeah, he is adorably cute, and I gotta cut his nails too. His nails are a little long. Um, I just feel so bad for him. Feel so bad for him. And then just, oh, like his skin looks okay. Um, his hair is in a good condition and stuff. He's just so super skinny. I don't know his age. Um, I would guess by his size that he could be anywhere between 6 months and a year. Um, I don't know if the vet would be able to tell by looking at his teeth or anything. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how old he is. I know that Jax, my black and white male that I had rescued when he was surrendered ill, he's a year, approximately a year, because when he was purchased, their babies are in our store, a couple months old, 3 months old. And then 8 months later, he was brought back. So he's about a year old. My other rabbit I know was 8 months old when I got her, and she's about three now. Um, but I don't know about this guy. Don't know about this guy. I may see if, because I have a friend who works at the animal clinic, the vet, and even though they don't see exotics, there is a vet tech there that is good with exotics, that maybe she can take a look at him and see, tell me if she thinks she knows approximately how old he is. Let me see. Oh, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Oh, so average girl. I don't know if you want me to share. I guess I'll find out first before I share. Yeah, he's definitely young. He's definitely young. He's just sitting here wrapped, like he's just poor little guy. He just doesn't have the energy to move around very much. Or he's just eating up the attention. I don't know. He doesn't look stressed. When I look for signs of stress, I don't see it in him. Poor little guy. Poor little guy. I feel so bad for him. Like seriously, last night, you guys, when the cashier told me she was bringing two bunnies back, and they surrendered two bunnies. The other one is adoptable. I checked her over and she's okay. Um, all right, living your best life. It was good to see you. Have a great day. So the other one is adoptable. But when I picked him up, I almost cried. I almost like, I almost cried because there's no reason why he should be this skinny. And the fact that they had to know he was this skinny. And you would have to know at that point, unless you were completely clueless on how to care for a rabbit, you have to know that this isn't healthy and you're trying to give him away to us, to a store. We're not an animal shelter. So what did you think we were going to do with him? Like, I don't understand people. I really don't understand people. Really, yeah. See, I'm just flabbergasted that, you know, someone can let an animal get into this condition and then think that they could just give it away, and then it becomes somebody else's responsibility to get him healthy. Oh my goodness. He's a cutie, he or she. Oh, look at this puppy, you guys, or dog. That's what Average Girl just sent me. And since we're talking about animals getting dumped on people, this little one got dumped on somebody. Oh my gosh, what a face. Oh, no, rabbits can't have coffee, sadly. No coffee for you. But I decided even if he won't make it, I wanted him to get lots of love in the meantime. I refuse to let him. Right. We're going to do everything we can for you, buddy. So I don't know. What should I name him, you guys? I was thinking about naming him Sylvester, but what do you guys think? Like he is just, oh, poor sweet baby. Doesn't this just break your heart? Poor little guy. Poor little guy. That nose. Oh, I love him already. Yeah, I can't stand when people don't properly take care of their animals. Or in like the other cases, like I mentioned, they get older and have different needs. They're not puppies anymore, and they dump them because they don't want to take care of those extra needs that they've now got. Yeah, he's either he just grinded his teeth a little bit, which is actually a sign of happiness. So hopefully he'll bounce back. I really, really hope and pray he'll bounce back. Name him Hug. Oh, that's cute. Like he is just a little ball of nothing. He's ball of nothing. Like I really want to weigh Jax because Jax is Hera for sure weighs way more because she's big and fat. She's bigger than him body wise too, so there's no comparison there. Jax is more similar to his size, so I'd be really interested in weighing Jax to see how much he weighs at a healthy weight because he's not too skinny. He's like the perfect weight. Um, and I want to make that this little guy at a proper weight should be 4 to 5 pounds. And he's teetering on 1.9 and 2. So that's a lot of weight for him to have not have. It's a lot of weight. I really hope I will. I really hope I will. Oh, And he's such a gorgeous color with his different browns and such a sweet baby. Such a sweet baby. And that's what gets me even more is like they're so lovable. And how can you possibly neglect an animal that just dies for attention? I don't understand it. And the other rabbit that they surrendered, they couldn't be together. This is a male, the other one is a female, and unless they're fixed, they can't be together. I don't know if he's neutered or not. I'd have to really study his underside. I did look long enough to discover he was a male, but he actually could benefit from extra protein. They don't really have liquids with more protein. I mean, I can get some multivitamins. I do have vitamin C tablets, which I'll be giving. I already give to the other rabbits, but I'll give to him as well. But I may get some of the multivitamin drops, which at one point I was using those in their water rather than the tablets because it wasn't just vitamin C. Um, but I also see the thing is I have Timothy hay, and Timothy hay is really good for rabbits that are 6 months and older. Alfalfa hay is really good for younger rabbits because it's higher in protein. And I feel like I need to get myself some alfalfa hay just for him. Um, but I gotta watch because the hay can get expensive. And alfalfa hay, like as much hay as they need, I'm gonna be spending a lot of money on hay. That's the problem. I already have tons of hay, but it's Timothy hay. So that was another reason why I was gonna give him more pellets than normal because they're gonna be more fattening. But I want it to be good fats too. Oh, thank you, Sunny Stormy. So I'll probably once I have some money. See, that's the thing too, is buying extra things just for him. I need to have the money to do it, and I haven't been able to donate plasma yet. For because that's how it's my plasma money that I've been using a lot for my animals, and I haven't been able to donate. And I have an appointment today that hopefully I'll be able to. But because we were both off work with COVID, we are very short on cash. So, all right, Kathleen, have a good day. So I'm hoping that I can actually donate today and that I can actually get some alfalfa hay, even if it's a small bag to start out. Um, I could get some vitamin drops. Just popped in to say hi, first time here. Oh, thanks, little llama. Or Laura. I'll call you Laura. Thanks for stopping in. We're just talking about our pet peeve of people buying and taking care of them properly. And in my lap is a bunny that wasn't taken care of properly. And right now he's pretty sick. Skin and bones. And my goal is to get him healthy. Poor little guy. Poor little guy. So, and a lot of my animals are, like some of them I did get, bought at the pet store that I work at. But two of my rabbit, like Hera was a rescue from the animal shelter, dropped off at the animal shelter. Jax was a neglected bunny that was surrendered to work that I brought home. Same with this guy. Um, the gerbils I have were surrendered to work and in a tiny little cage where they couldn't partake in natural behaviors. Now they're totally living it up. My rats were all feeders that now get to live their best life. Um, yeah, I take in a lot of the needy. I take in the needy. The dog is shaking the bed, but this little guy, I love him. I have a cockatiel who was very mistreated and not looked after right. The person who mistreated him is now not all good. Good, good, good. Stop scratching and shaking the bed. Yeah, it breaks my heart when like I would be if my rabbit looked like this and I wanted to surrender it, I would be embarrassed. I would because this is a reflection of you and how you care for your animal, their condition. And I don't even understand. I don't understand people. I just love him. Like he is just I love him. He is just curled up and not gonna move. Right, yeah. I gotta get him fattened up. So hopefully I can donate plasma today so I can take some of that money, buy some alfalfa hay with extra protein, get some vitamin drops, get some good things in him, fatten him up a little bit because he should weigh at least 2 more pounds than he does. You have 18 birds. You are in the right place, lady. Oh, that's awesome. I have two birds. I have a zebra finch, a male zebra finch, and then I have a male Quaker parrot. And I love my Quaker. He talks all the time. Yes, H7, I agree. I agree. Get yourself a pet rock or one of those digi pets if you want a pet. A little stuffed animal that you don't have to clean up after it. You don't have to feed it. You can put a leash on it and skip it down. That's what my son used to do. He had a stuffed dog. He put a collar and a leash on. Like I literally went to Walmart, got a little collar and a leash, and put it on his little stuffed animal, and we'd go outside and he'd drag it down the sidewalk. I mean, some people just, ugh, you should sell those too. Sell what? Pet rocks? I'll put little faces on them. Pet rocks for sale. I have 8 zebra finches, 8 cockatiels, 1 lovebird, and 1 nandave. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, you're good, average girl. Sell stuffed animals, pet rocks, and I love the pet rock idea. How do you pronounce Tamagotchi? Is that what Tamagotchis? Yeah, cuddling with and I'll even put little fluffies. Like I'll brush the rabbits, get their extra hair out, and attach it to the rocks so they have fluffy little rock buddies. They don't have to put them in big enclosures. They don't have to feed them. They don't have to clean up after them, but they can pet them and they're so soft. For all you lazy pet owners, here is your fuzzy pet rock. Tamagotchi? Tom? Tamagotchi? But we have said no more since our first cockatiel rescue died of cats. Oh my goodness. And then we lost one of the lovebirds. Reason we have only got. Aw, that's so sad. It's so hard when they pass away. It's so hard. My son I've got um six rats and then six that I'm rehoming. Um, all of them were feeders. So I've gave them a life. They were bred to be eaten and I couldn't bear it. So, and my son has four, and two of them, he had six, but two of them recently passed away. Um, one of them had a brain tumor. The other one, we weren't quite sure um, what her she was sick, but we weren't quite sure what it was. She'd been to the vet a couple times, um, but they were about a year and a half old, both of them, and yeah, like Tom. So Tamagotchi. Okay. Like seriously, I can just stare at him all day. He looks so comfortable. Poor little guy. Yeah. Oh, he's melting my heart, you guys. I just brought him home last night. You're melting my heart, little boy. But that's the one negative about working at the pet store is when people bring in their animals and want to surrender them and you see the condition they're in. Some of them are in great condition and that's fine. And they like somebody else had surrendered a rabbit yesterday who was in great condition. He was super friendly and they were practically in tears. There was a reason why they couldn't keep him. And they were in tears. She was like, "That's my baby." And you know, in that case, I feel for them because they want to keep them and for whatever reason they can't. Um, but when it's just I just don't want to take care of them anymore kind of a deal. Oh, it makes me want to punch people. But luckily, the rabbit that got surrendered yesterday, or yeah, the rabbit that got surrendered yesterday that was in good condition and friendly, I wrote on the top. They had a name for him. They knew how old he was. So all that information was shared. His name was Stony. He was a year and a half. He's super friendly. And I wrote on there, "Hi, my name is Stony, blah, 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 blah. I'm looking for a loving home, whatever." And he got adopted that night. He got adopted the same day. So he's going to have a great home and I love when that happens. And then I can educate people too on the best ways to take care of them. That's what I love about that job is that I can actually give them the information that they need to properly take care of them. These people already had a rabbit, so they already knew, but yeah. So there's pros and cons, the devastating, and then I see the really happy. Oh, buddy. I'm gonna have to straighten my legs soon though. The sitting cross-legged for so long, my legs starting to hurt. But yeah, so that was just my rant for today. is having to, in my mind, after somebody gets surrendered in the condition that they're in, that it's so hard for me to wrap my head around how people can let it happen. And if you didn't want to take care of him, why didn't you find him a good home before he gets to this point? Why do you let him get to this point and then decide you don't want to deal with him? That just irritates me to all get out. Yep, and the vet bills. They don't want. And that's another thing, too, is you always have to be prepared that at some point you're going to have to take your animal to the vet. If you're not ever planning on taking them to the vet, if something occurs, don't get them. Don't get them. Right, buddy? Yes. Yes. I mean, I think people have looked at us funny because I went with my son when he brought his rats in, one at a time, but when a situation occurred and we brought the rat to the vet, and people are looking at us like they brought a rat in. Like their rat to the vet. Well, it's a living creature and he's not feeling well and he needs some medication too, you know? We want to give them their best life. They don't live as long, but we still want them to have their best life. They're not disposable pets, and people treat animals that have short lifespans like that like disposable pets. Our oldest cockatiel, who died after we had them 2 years, I think, came to us because the owner said they had become allergic to the bird. She was 31 when she died. Wow. You've had them that long and you're suddenly allergic to the bird? Oh my goodness. I didn't realize that. Can't even take the birds to the vet due to bird flu, so we got the bees at the moment. Oh, that's crazy. I never even would have thought about that. And see, and our Quaker, when he was at the pet store, he was eating a seed diet. And I was like, I really want to get this bird. He's a great bird. I want to get this bird. And he was expensive, but I was like, I really want to get this bird because we need to switch him from seeds to pellets because Quakers are prone to fatty liver disease if they have especially if they have a strictly seed diet, they're prone to fatty liver disease. So I was like, we need to get him off of a seed diet. I'll put a few in his bowl, his dish for treats, not all the time, but some seeds here and there, but not his main staple. His main staple diet at this point is pellets because I wanted to get him off of the seed diet so that he didn't come down with fatty liver disease. I have a friend who just recently they rescued a conure and he recently passed away from fatty liver disease and they were devastated. And they were trying to transition him because he also was eating a seed diet. So they were trying to transition him. He was a little picky about it. So they were trying to transition him into it, and he passed away just a few weeks ago. Hmm. Yeah, I got lucky that my Quaker originally he was because I mixed the food. I mixed seeds with the pellets and he was picking the pellets out. And I was like, this isn't working. But then when I decided I was going to try not putting seeds in at all, and I just put pellets in, and I was like, if he's hungry enough, he's gonna eat. And he did. So I got lucky in that way. And another thing that he really likes, which is funny, I mean, he'll eat some banana or whatever if I give him a piece of banana, but he really likes Cheerios, dry Cheerios. And I'm like, dude, and it's funny because you get really bad breath when you eat Cheerios. Like they just give you really bad breath. Birds are no different. After he eats a Cheerio and then he like squawks near me or breathes in my direction, I can smell his Cheerio breath. It's the funniest thing. Chickens are trash hounds. Hey, Mr. J, how you doing? I don't really know a lot about chickens. Cornflakes are their favorite. He probably would eat cornflakes too. We don't usually buy cornflakes, so he gets the Cheerios because I've eaten plain, the original Cheerios ever since I was a child. It's my favorite. I'm not a fan of sweet cereals because I'm not a fan of how it makes the milk taste. I don't like sweet milk. Just okay, Mr. J. He's still snuggling. I've been on here almost an hour already. A couple more minutes. Wartists? What's wartists? Not familiar with that. Hey, buddy. Hi, buddy. I just had to stretch my leg out a little bit. You can cuddle again. When the cocktails are out, I have one that sits on the edge of my plate. That is funny. You have to have bird friendly dinner. Mealworms or super worms. They're like Cheetos? Oh my gosh. We always have Cheetos. Although I usually eat hot Cheetos, and that probably isn't a good idea. That probably is not a good idea. He's still snuggling away. Sweet guy. Poor sweet guy. Oh, so the hotness of the hot Cheetos, they wouldn't taste that? That's interesting. I didn't know that. Clearly, I still have things to learn. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. They don't have taste buds for spices. Huh. I learn something every day. I know my dog. I don't know if dogs do. My dog got into my hot Cheetos once. She ate half the bag, and I thought she's going to be drinking water for days. It didn't even mess with her. So maybe she can't taste the spices either. Yes, that's what I do with my other animals, my fuzzy animals. I'll be like, for the rats, rats are scavengers, so they can have a wide variety of things. They have the largest can list of foods than other animals. But I'll always Google and say, can I give my rabbit this? Can I give my rats this? Can I give my gerbils this? Can I give my hamsters this? And if it says no, it's not a good idea, or yes, just occasionally for a treat, then I know. I always yeah, I Google first. He's doing little tiny teeth grinding happy noises, and that makes me happy. I can feel it, like I'm touching his nose and I can feel him grinding a little bit. I mean, if it was intense grinding, that would be pain. This is just the tiniest little bit. It's a happy grind. I love it. Oh, baby. Right, yes. Chocolate, I think, is the universal don't for a lot of animals that they shouldn't have. Because that's another, that chocolate is one that rats shouldn't even have. Rats, rabbits, dogs, cats, no chocolate. Oh, are you grinding your little twofers? What a good boy. I wish you guys could hear it because not only do I feel the little bit of grinding when I've touched the top of it, when I touch his face, I can hear it too. And it's just those, it's quiet, but you can hear it. I love it. I love that he's making a happy noise. In spite of how he's feeling, he's making a happy noise. And oh, he's melting my heart. Avocado is another one, and there's a few more, but I can't remember it. Yeah, there's a lot that I can't remember off the top of my head, so I just double check. I'm like, I can't remember. Let's look it up. Google is your best friend when it comes to that. And sometimes you'll get different information, but at that point, then I'm always like, look up several different sources, and usually the one that is most consistent, like if this one says no, this is not good, but 10 other ones say it's fine, chances are it's fine. Or the other way, if one says, yes, it's fine, and these ones say, no, 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 I'll tend to go with the majority. My hair is doing funky things. Oh my gosh. She's got an elf on the shelf. That's adorable. That's adorable. Do you have your birds on your channel by chance? I would love to see them. Oh, you're just grinding your teeth, huh? You're just grinding those twofers. I think I'm in for it, you guys. I have a feeling I'm not going to want to rehome this guy if he gets healthy. I think I'm hooked. I think I'm hooked on him. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I think I do. I try and get videos of them often. They also have their own they have their own Instagram. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'll need to join you on Instagram. I put my animals on Instagram all the time. I actually had somebody message me once because I have so many animals that at some point somebody has passed away. You know, when you it seems like it happens a lot because there are so many animals and they have different lifespans and I've got them at different stages of their life. So some of it's old age, some of it's illness, um, or whatever. And I actually had somebody message me once and tell me that I shouldn't own animals because I have way too many deaths. And I'm like, they're all different animals. They all have different lifespans. They all have different, prone to different things. It's not for lack of caring about them and caring for them. Like I was like, maybe you should find out the backstory of what happened before you start attacking me, you know? And they never wrote back. And a lot of them were rescues too. So, I rescued them and I don't know that they weren't already sick, you know? And sometimes animals are really good at hiding their illnesses. So unless there is a clear indication, sometimes you just don't know that something is wrong. So, yeah. You're so skinny, my buddy. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna have to wrap it up. It is 11:30 here. Hi, baby. Hi. He's like, put me down. Um, it's 11:30 here, and I have to start getting ready because I have to go and try and donate plasma. Prayers that and cross my fingers that I can actually donate because then I can use that money that I make right away and go and get some alfalfa hay for him and some vitamins and stuff, multivitamins and stuff to try and get him healthy. And yeah, so I'm glad that you joined me today to listen to me vent about people not taking care of their babies. Um, and I will talk with you guys later. Need to find some dinner. I gotta also eat breakfast. Yeah, that's another thing I gotta do. I gotta put some food in my belly. Because otherwise I might get denied for donating. Um, finish my coffee, eat something, get him put up, um, and then get ready to leave so that I can donate hopefully and get this guy some extra stuff to try and put some weight on him. But yeah, so I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you for joining me today and listening to me vent. And yeah, I will talk with you guys later. Have a good day, everybody. It was good to see you. Bye.